Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. It's crafting time. Oh, I've been crafting. I've been knitting a bunch. I've been trying to do my Christmas presents. I'm well aware it's June, but when you're trying to make socks for the family, for Christmas, you kind of have to start. And I'm a little bit behind, so why not work on them? I got some done in May too. Really excited about that. Let's see, it's been brought up. I've made 3 pair this year, and I've given away 3 pair this year. Yeah, I know. It's not helping for my goal of the 10, trying to get at least 10 pair in my Christmas bin. Oh, somebody was asking me, they wanted to see the leftover ones from last year for the Christmas bin. One moment, let me grab that. All right, Christmas tin in hand, the 5-pound cookie tin, right? There you go. I've also done in like the bins before, like this, and just let everyone dig through that. It gets a little stuffed. It gets a lot stuffed trying to stuff 10 plus pair of socks into this bin, but I've done it. So here's the ones that are in the bin currently that were not claimed. And I say that like they're duds. No, they're not duds. Everyone gets 1 pair a year, but they have to fit. That is the rule. And sometimes there'll be more than one that they're drooling over, but you get 1 pair. So, they might get them next year. These made last year. This pattern is called Monkey by Cookie A, and I'm working on another pattern by her right now too. So that's what this is. The yarn here is Heritage, Cascade Heritage prints, and did a pretty good job, they're not matched up perfectly. Yeah, when you hold it like that, they are. So it's a good yarn. If you want to match, you can see, if I started in that same spot, how perfect those are. I wasn't worried about it. Not a big deal. That's 1 pair that were in the bin. This one right here, love this. This is another one of the Cascade Heritage. This is the opal, the solid color opal right here. And this is one of the KFI brand socks that I got in the Aberdeen Wools mystery bag. And these are pretty doggone close. Look at that. Look at how those are matched up. That's pretty cool. So these are matched. So that's a good one right there if, you're wanting to match up. I did do the contrasting toe, heel, and cuff. I did a lot of contrasting toe, heel, and cuff last year, which just made it to where I had a whole lot of ends to weave in. 16 ends a pair. That's what that is. And these are really nice. Just another nice pretty striped sock yarn. Not positive. I think this one also would be one of the that Heritage prints, the Heritage Cascade Heritage sock yarn right here. So these are in the bin currently that can be picked from. And I like to have extras. I like to make more if at all possible, because was it last week my niece came to visit and I gave her a pair of socks. Well, she's not normally in the list. That's why I like to have more than 10 pair, because I can do things like that. And then, if I have extras like this that they can pick through, then I can be generous and go for birthdays also, which is insanity. And there's just stuff like that. And those are the ones that I have currently. And like I said, I had 2 more pair in there, but those just got given away. Yeah, those got given away last week. My mother-in-law got her pair and my niece got her pair. So there's that. I have been very productive this week on the sock knitting. We've previously seen this pattern and these socks right here. And this is the Fairy Maiden socks. Look at that. It looks like owls. Isn't that pretty? And this is the opal solid yarn. So I did finish these previously. And I was working on, with the Joanne K&C sock yarn, another pair. And I finished them. Yeah, I got ends. I got ends to weave in. I weaved in ends on this one. I just didn't get to it here. And this is a good one. If you have that yarn in your stash and I got this like $3 and something. It was less than $4 for a skein of sock yarn. Crazy. And I've got more left. I didn't weigh it, but I've got a good chunk of the sock yarn left. But look at that. Now these are perfectly matched stripes all the way down to the toe, right? So what that is it's like a computer dyed, or not computer dyed, but you know, they have the program within the computer, and you know, each section is so many feet, inches, centimeters, whatever they go by. I've seen the videos with opal yarn, love opal sock yarn, but the dyeing process, you know, some of those how it's made kind of videos, those factory videos, mesmerizing, absolutely mesmerizing. But these are perfect. These are just a perfect, if you want them to be matchy, there you have it. And the cool thing is, I did not use different yarn for heels, toes, and cuff. But how cool is that, the way that just, you know, I stopped the ribbing right at that color change, so that it looks like I did more than what I did. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And that's the striped, and it's the same pattern, the Fairy Maiden pattern, and that's a free pattern, which is really nice. And if you do play on Ravelry, there are some different sock groups and stuff like that. You can always finish a pair, enter them into some free giveaway. I think one of them is you can win a Ravelry pattern, something like that. So, you know, just fun stuff. The Fairy Maiden is by the Handmade Life, and this is the picture that it shows on Ravelry. And it's really, it's such a nice pattern. And it's really interesting because I can clearly see in this picture how it looks like an owl. I did not see that until I had about that much of the blue cuff done, or blue leg done, because that was the first pair. I'm like, oh, it does look like an owl. That's pretty cool. And it was a fun pattern to make. I started the blue one on the 6th of May and didn't start the other one until I finished the blue ones, right? So here it's not even a solid month. I don't think it's a solid month. It's the 4th of June. Okay, so you'll be watching this in the morning. 5th of June, yeah, 4th of June for me. Yeah, it's not even a full solid month, and I got 2 pair of socks done. I'm thrilled. I mean, that to me is fantastic. Catching up, yay. So that's good. What was I looking at? Oh, so yeah, we've got these 2 Fairy Maiden pattern. We had the vintage socks that I had finished, the vintage shorty socks, and then this one right here, the Pomatomus, I think I used, and this is by Cookie A also. So, you know, evidently I like using some of her patterns. This is a Cookie A pattern. The monkey socks are a Cookie A pattern, right? And I have another pair of socks by her on the needles right now, and that is the one that to me is the same pattern that I'm using for my sister's angel sweater, and this is called Heartleaf. Let me get this out of the way. You can see it. Get out of the way. Out of the way. And it's called Heartleaf. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Such a beautiful pattern right there. There's just so much detail and gorgeousness. It is stunning. And that's another free pattern, and I'm working on that. And I'm using that gorgeous yellow, the inspiration picture of this was the yellow rose with the little bits of color and everything in it. And it was spot on, stunning. And I got this from an Etsy seller, YourMagicYarn. Absolutely wonderful. I am not affiliated with anybody. I'm not against it, but I just have no affiliated links. And I bought that, and it was just so pretty. It was that bouncing back and forth of, do I wind this one? Oh yeah, this is it too, right? This is, here's the, if you didn't see the other videos, that's the label. Gorgeous. So it was, do I wind this one to do a little sweater or cardigan for the newest grandson? His name is Noah, and you know, he was preemie, he's growing, right? And that was it. And then the other one that was calling me, I got more than these, but this right here, oh my gosh, look at that. And then I got these free handmade, you know, limited edition that I can sew onto my projects afterwards. I got 2 of them that were just part of the order, that was just a surprise. And I was so tempted to wind this one to do a sweater, cardigan, something for my 2-year-old granddaughter, because that is plenty to do that for that age. Perfect. The one that won out, as you can see, is I wound the yellow. Yes, I did. And I am working on that gorgeous Heartleaf sock pattern. And this is what I need to get something. I need a sock. I need a sock. See, because I got a sock. I have ends, but I have a sock. I did. I finished a sock. I am halfway to a pair. It's right there. I am halfway. Look at that. I got a sock. I did finish a sock. I'm so impressed with this. I love the way the yarn looks. It's, you know, it's not the solid like this, which is going to definitely show a really good pattern. And this is a good hard wearing, this is opal. It's a good hard wearing, wears like iron sock yarn, no doubt. This is soft. It's going to be more delicate. Pretty sure it's a hand wash. It's the, I think it's a 75-25 split between merino wool and nylon. Might be 80-20. Either way, it's better hand washed. Even the ones that say superwash, they're better off if you do easy care with them. They're going to last longer. They're going to look prettier. They're not going to look like they're on the verge of felting. You know, and like I said, that's even with the superwash. Ask me how I know. Yeah, Malabrigo. Yeah, Malabrigo yarn. Made some socks. Says superwash. Gave them to my son. I don't think they were treated well. They definitely shrunk. They were amazing. So they went from a size 13 to a size 9. I gave them to him. You know, he gave me the yarn. I made the socks, gave them to him. He washed them. I told him he could wash them, so it's on me. And, you know, wasn't easy care. And they shrunk, and I got them back. There you go. They were so comfortable, thick, squishy. But, yeah, so this is my week. This is my crazy week in socks. Where do my socks go? I got a finished pair of socks and a half. What? And a half. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, you know, in some aspects, I finished a full pair of socks in a week, which is crazy because, you know, yeah. Oh, this is stunning. Now, so the other interesting part is how tall is that? That looked, as I was making it, really, really short with this yellow. Very short. It is shorter. It is a shorter sock. I normally make mine, as you can see, longer. That's just a typical. And how big is it on here? So I did stop in the pattern where it told me to stop. And yeah, you can see with that dark blue one. Yeah, big difference, big difference. And I normally make them longer like that. Nobody's going to complain. The girls will not complain in the least. But I did think that if I were to do this one again, I would make the cuff longer because I think they're kind of used to that. And then, yeah, just stunning. I did follow, I followed the pattern. I know. That's crazy. I mean, I followed the pattern. So this ended up having, there's 3 sizes that this pattern has, and I did the medium size for the 66 stitches. And look at that. Look at the heel on that, and then the heel on like this one. Or here, let me get the blue one. Let me get a solid color one. Okay, so this one, what I do is I knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one all the way through, right? And you can see it doesn't look like there's many rows right here, but it's very defined. Oh, hanger on my face. On this one, the pattern has you slip the first stitch, and then you're doing your knits and purls. You're knitting through the back loop, and that gives you that nice defined ridge. But I'm not slipping the stitches, so it does look different, right? It does look different. It's like, okay, I followed that. And then once I get down to the toe, I stop here. I stop the patterning, and then I do my generic same toe for almost everything. And this one, I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow the pattern. I'm going to do it. You know how hard that is to like just kind of like follow the pattern. Okay, did I make a few things different? Maybe. Not much. So look at that toe. Look at that. That's Kitchener stitching things. Now I did get down to 9 stitches. The pattern had you at 13, and then you Kitchener stitch the top. And mine, you can see on here, I get down to where I have 4 stitches on each side and then stitch them together. And you know, so this one's done at the top. This one's done right here at the edge. So differences, I did follow the pattern. I worked on that. And, you know, you've got this twisted rib going up into the actual toe area. So I followed the extra details. I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I thought about going, I don't care. I don't care. You don't have to, I don't have to do that. Patterns are suggestions and guidelines, and they're not the boss of me, and I can do anything I want. I follow the pattern. I follow the pattern. I did. So I'm thrilled at this moment. I've got socks. I'm working on socks. I've made socks, and I have 3 pair I can give away. And you're like, but wait a minute. I just counted 4. Yes, there are physically 4 patterns, but this, see, I gotta hang up all my socks. But this one, these were my 19-year-old socks. These have been lovingly dubbed the voter socks, because if they were human, they would be voting and sneaking alcohol, right? Because that's what teenagers do. They sneak alcohol. Yeah, so that's 100% where those are. And that's a Cookie A pattern. Like I said, the Cookie A pattern, this is the, no, I don't know. That one's not a Cookie A pattern. The monkeys were Cookie A. Let me see. I verify. I'm trying to give that woman credit for things that she didn't do. Okay, yeah, this one's by Kayla Baldwin. So yeah, it's on Knitty, but not by Cookie A. But yeah, I've got the 2 of them that were like that. I'm like, okay, we got this. Look at all these. Look at all these socks. I have socks. I have finished socks. Look, I'm doing it. I got socks done. Okay, another one. I have more. Where's my little, here's my other one. But I have my little sock tree. Oh, look at that, right? It's almost like Christmas. Got my little sock tree, all the other stuff. I'd hang it behind me, but my husband told me I should clean my room because it's getting pretty messy back there. Lori, the armchair chef, I don't know if you follow her. She's hilarious. She told me a long time ago I should clean my mess. And I just thought it was friendly banter. It wasn't. No. She just messing with me. It's okay. We do that back and forth. She's like, you need to clean that mess. I'm like, no, I don't. It's not a mess. It's inspirational. It's beautiful. And she's like, yeah, okay. So anyway, it's all done in good nature. It really is. YouTube, don't block me. We're good. We're friends. Anyway, so here's my little sock tree, right? We don't need decorations. We just hang it up like that. We just, no, can't move the sign. Right, there we go. So hang socks all over the room. I'm gonna set these back over here where I normally have them. I do have them I have a hook down here. Let's put it on that hook. Get it out of my face. There we go. Socks. I have socks. Oh, I forgot to mention. It's in the title. This is the To the Toes series. Yeah, I know I've got a lot of series. I've been having fun. I've got all sorts of things that I want to do and talk about related to crafts, yarn, knitting, crocheting, all sorts of stuff. I know this isn't crocheting because it's my socks, and I have not personally had a lot of success doing crocheted socks, although you can do them. I've got quite a few patterns for crocheted socks. They have been sent to me. Here's a pattern right here. That is a pattern for crocheted socks. This is a free pattern, pretty sure, from Yarnspirations, and this was printed off and sent to me when I ordered the mystery bag, one of the mystery bags from Aberdeen Wool. And to me, personally, those are my favorite mystery bags. Absolutely favorite. They generally, yeah, they do. They put 3 patterns in there. So they've got the crocheted mystery bag and the knit mystery bag. The difference is the crochet pattern, the crochet mystery bag, you guessed it, gives you crochet patterns for the yarn that they are giving you in your mystery bag. So it's not just a mystery bag, it's a kit. And then the knit ones, they do the same thing. You get 3 knit patterns and you get yarn to make the 3 knit things. And I have out of the mystery bag, I did do that. I made a hat with, one of the patterns that came with it was a specific hat. It was Barocco Wizard yarn. They said it was a size 5 bulky. I mean, that's what Barocco says. But it was more like a fluffy 4, so it wasn't a big bulky that was stressful to me, and it was great. It worked up and everything with the same, like size 8 needles and stuff. I mean, like I would use with a worsted weight anyway. It was just like chain spun. Yeah, that's what it was. It was chain spun. It was lofty. That's what it was. So those are my favorite kits, and that's why I have all these sock patterns, because I've bought both crochet and knit on the mystery bags because I was just curious as to which one do I like the yarn better. Because a lot of times people will say, I don't know, is the knit kits you get maybe like a higher end yarn, a more expensive yarn. bougier yarn, less of it, right? But you'll get those types of things, and in general, right? And then crochet kits, you'll get more yarn, because crochet takes like 30% more yarn than knitting does, more yarn, but the price point of each individual skein is less, but you'll get multiple of them, a lot more. And what I have noticed in my bags, and I've got at least a dozen of the mystery bags from Aberdeen Wools, both knit and crochet, is I tend to get more balls of yarn with the crochet. I have. And then it's a toss-up on which one's better. A lot of times it's the crochet one, and it really depends on what you like. And if you don't like Barocco yarn, you won't like these mystery bags. I happen to love Barocco yarn, so to me, that's right up my alley. I'm just giving you that fair warning. And if you have wool allergies, maybe don't order from a company called Aberdeen Wool, right? Because you're going to get wool. So maybe not a good idea. But I've been extremely impressed with that. That's not what I was supposed to talk about. I got on a sidetrack because we're talking about socks and making socks, having fun with my socks. And I'm kind of on like a yarn fume high at the moment because I just finished. That's why I don't have the ends woven in. I just finished socks. I just finished. Look at that. Look. It's finished. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. And this yarn was a joy to work with. Very soft, very squishy. And I know it's going to have to be like an easy care, like all my other hand-dyed yarns, right? And when I say superwash on it, take, like I said, that I told you what happened with my Malabrigo pair of socks. Those were superwash also. Superwash doesn't mean just throw it in with everything else and, throw it in the dryer. And I'm pretty sure those were dried too. They weren't supposed to be, but it's fine. It's fine. I made more, right? That's why they get more socks every year. It is. So I call today a success. We've got 4 full pair of socks. They will all go in the bin. That does not mean I'm giving those green ones away. Mama gets a pair of socks too if I want them. Normally I don't. I don't normally take them. I, make sure that I have enough for the kids and everything. But yeah, the 19-year-old pair of socks, those are mine. Those, they have to stay. 19 years in the making, I have to keep them. I could put them, you know what? I could put them right here next to the gloves, right? My fancy gloves. I could have my socks right there too. I'm going, yes, that's right. I can have my fancy socks. That would be good. Oh, had a comment asking me what this was. Okay, so... because, they got the yarns and everything. This is Yarn Arts Flowers, which is the Yarn Arts Cake Sparkly. And this is color number, color 3269, lot 116. So this is the Flowers Cake with the sparkles, the same as this black one right here, the black and gray. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. That starts with a light pink. You see, yeah, light pink, and then going out to that burgundy on the outside, sparkles. And the sparkle matches the thread. That's a burgundy in there. And yeah, I think it changes throughout. It's really pretty. So there you have it. Those are some of my cakes, just moving some things around. Somebody had commented. The other one that I get a lot of questions on is this one right here, and that is Premier Puzzle Cotton. So that's a new one, asking about that one, but this one I get questions on all the time. All right, everybody, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.